Censorship in any form seems to me to be a profound affront to the principles of freedom and open discourse, as exemplified by the abrupt and sudden cancellation of Benny Friedman's London concert. And this incident illustrates how a fear of a backlash can strangle artistic expression, creating a chilling effect that ripples through cultural and political life. Benny Friedman, a celebrated Hasidic performer, was set to bring his Am Yisrael Chai tour to London, but the Clapham Grand withdrew less than a day after tickets went on sale, citing security concerns tied to the event's pro-Israel nature. While security is a valid consideration, this rationale often disguises underlying bias or a reluctance to engage with controversial topics, and Friedman's own remarks, coupled with the difficulties his team faced in securing a venue in the first place, suggest a broader reluctance to host events aligned with pro-Israel sentiments. And this cancellation is not merely about logistics, it's about the growing discomfort in society with perspectives tied to contentious political positions. The event mirrors a troubling pattern as seen in the earlier rejection of Yakov Shvetsky's performance. Both instances reflect an erosion of public spaces as forums for diversity, reflected by the atmosphere where dissenting or politically inconvenient voices are silenced. Now, historically, censorship has often been a tool for oppressive regimes. Nazi Germany, for example, perfected the art of silencing opposition through book burnings and propaganda, ensuring that only state-approved narratives reached the masses. In Stalinist Russia, writers like Boris Pasternak were suppressed, their works smuggled abroad as acts of defiance, and such censorship conceals atrocities, distorts history, and stifles the progress of society. It doesn't matter whether you accept or don't accept the views promoted. To start stopping one particular performance or one particular book simply because you don't like the views expressed, that is a perversion of power. And even in democracies, the shadow of censorship looms. The recent BBC report on Meta's Facebook's suppression of Palestinian media demonstrates how corporate interests and global alignments can influence what narratives are amplified or diminished. Freedom of expression becomes selective, contingent on aligning with dominant power structures. We come back to the algorithm, which will promote this view, not promote that view. It is a form of censorship even in itself. Yet history has shown us that censorship can be resisted and can be overcome. And the landmark trial over Lady Chatterley's lover in the UK challenged archaic standards, symbolised a shift in society towards embracing artistic and intellectual freedom. This isn't to endorse Lady Chatterley's Lover, which I think is a dreadful book, but it is to open the window to things that you don't like or don't agree with, because only by opening that window can you by chance find things that maybe you do like, or you can change your mind, or at least you can listen to what other people are saying. If you are stuck in your own little echo chamber, you can never grow. This morning I was doing a video and I suddenly thought of a song of a film with Barbara Streisand called "On a Clear Day You Can See Forever," and it starts off with a song where she's making the flowers grow, and it seems to me that it's better up here in the light, where you can see what's happening. You can't see what's happening if it's all hidden underground. And the relaxation of censorship laws in Britain, from literature to theatre, at least in the 1960s, whether we've become more repressive now is another matter and open to debate. It underscores how society can progress by opening up to open discourse. The cancellation of Friedman's concert underscores the dangers of allowing fear, whether in protest or controversy, to dictate what voices are actually heard. And it highlights the fragility of cultural spaces in an era of political polarization and the urgent need to defend the freedom of expression. Suppressing art or dialogue, suppressing political debate because you don't like who's speaking, because you don't like what's being said, suppressing satire, an appalling thing, or misreading, misreading straight-faced humour as reality. All of that is because people think that, there is only one message, that you belong to this tribe or that tribe. No, we have a duty as human beings to listen to all tribal voices, to open our minds to the other. Suppressing art or dialogue, regardless of any justification, impoverishes society and impoverishes thought and debate. It denies audiences the opportunity to engage, to challenge, to grow. And censorship silences. Freedom speaks. In the words of George Orwell, freedom is the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. And this freedom is not only a right but a responsibility to ensure that no voice, however controversial or challenging, is unjustly stifled. And that is why I will continue, given the fact that YouTube doesn't have a device on its comments section to indicate that the owner of the channel, me, has read your comments. I will continue to love heart all the comments, whether I like them or don't like them. So the only way I can possibly engage further is to comment on those comments directly, or to reference those comments in future videos, which I will continue to do. But people who tell me I'm mad to love heart everything, there's no other way to indicate that I've read these things, except to ban people or to hide people from the channel, which seems to me to be an act of censorship. So I don't intend to engage in it except in extreme situations. There are some things which I think are beyond the pale. Racism is one of them. And whether that's racism or anti-Semitism doesn't matter. I think that's wrong. But expressing views that are different to mine can only be enriching and positive, can it not? And please engage with people on the comments. Please continue to engage with people on the comments, and I will try and do the same. But anything other than that is a form of censorship. And it is disturbing that YouTube doesn't offer an alternative. YouTube is prompting its creators to engage in some sort of censorship, some sort of deplatforming, and I won't do that.